Hi, welcome to Free Spirit and welcome to another special request spirit reading and messages. So this one we can thank Monique for, and she asked a really good question and I had to get right to it because a lot was coming out. The first thing, what she was asking was for messages in a reading for how to stay and feel psychically protected. So this is all about spirit protection, energy protection, especially when you feel energy, and we're going through such a time right now where it's so tumultuous. And you feel energy. She also mentioned, just like I said in another reading, with what happened at the Capitol this week, not to rehash everything, but the week prior leading up to it, that weekend before it, I started feeling literally like bracing for impact. And if you feel energy, she was saying too, she felt something in her stomach. You feel like anxiety and you're not quite sure where or what exactly where it's coming from, but you could almost feel the energy working. So I lived with this my whole life. It could be really traumatic. You could really go crazy. And I have to honestly say the decks that they guided me to, it's a 111 when I say this, they guided me to my own decks that I created for this particular reading, because literally it was my journey to actually learn how to survive that, because it takes a lot when you feel energy like that. You don't know where it's coming from. You can't manage it. It's too much. So what I'm going to list down below are the tips that just came out, and then we're also going to pull cards, but I want to just tell you exactly what came out, okay? Because when it comes with spiritual protection and feeling energy, and it's all about boundaries, and that could be the hardest thing for us, about these boundaries, especially now when we're dealing right now with world events on top of our own personal lives. It's just beyond words. It's a constant influx of information, of energy all around. So how do we feel and be and feel protected, feeling energy, and how to not feel too much, how to stay protected and have effective boundaries? And then afterwards, they always remind me, get a proper feeding again afterwards. It's a lot of work to feel protected and balanced, and they're literally saying it's always taking real divine self-care of yourself all along the way, and it's these boundaries. And a lot of the times we talk about guardian angels, like have my angels or guardian angels like protect me and put up walls for me and boundaries for me. But what they taught me, because I would read everything I get my hands on about protection and boundaries and all this, and you know, their practices, there's things you can do, but like it says on this card, what they drummed in my head about this: you take a stand with your guardian angel at the gates of your own life to decide what to let in and out of your life. You speak up, you stand strong and firm and guard the gates of what comes and goes. So what did that drill in for me? I will tell you right now. Going back to the influx of information, the news, the beeps, the alerts, everybody screaming all at once. You don't have to stick your head in the sand and not know what's going on, but you can take a taste of the information, get your gist of it in about 5 minutes, and then stop digesting it. That's you taking a stand with your guardian angel saying, that's enough information. I've had enough. And what does that take? That takes really being really sensitive, honoring your gift of sensitivity. Instead of trying to deny it or prove that you're not sensitive, you are a sensitive soul. It's a beautiful thing. Now embrace it and honor that. And when you feel that you have honestly digested too much, you put the wall up, and it is too much stimuli. Too much stimuli. So there are a lot of times, and you can't judge by other people. They could sit and watch it for 5 hours at a clip. If it's too much for you, that's enough. And you say, I've had enough, you go do something else. So you pull the wall of that's too much stimuli. So whether you get off the phone, you get off the computer, the laptop, the television, then, you know, whether it's news. It could also be people or situations in your life where you're like, that's too much for me. I have to put a barrier on that stimuli. Take a stand with your guardian angel. The guardian angels, your guides, they can't shut off the world. You have to actively say that's enough, then turn it off. So it's really honoring and stepping up for yourself. The next thing they also drummed home was always take real divine self-care of yourself along the way. This is constant. This is 24/7. This is, I can tell when I haven't been there for myself. You could feel drained, you could feel scattered, you could feel overwhelmed. It's for us to always take real divine self-care of yourself. So they're saying after reducing stimuli immediately, taking a stand, recognize you have to take self-care of yourself. In your back pocket, once you've put the wall, no more stimuli, have in your back pocket what I call a spiritual toolbox of things you can immediately do to relax, to release and clear and let go. So for me, it could be exercise. It could be doing this reading. It could be watching an uplifting movie for distraction. It could be actively calling or connecting with someone who's more uplifting. It could be taking a walk. It could be sitting in silence. It could be listening to uplifting music, going into nature. Whatever it is that does it for you to relax immediately, and just relax and clear it out, do. Have it in your back pocket. I always talk about it as like in your back pocket, your go-to, you do that and you release. And the next thing is bring in counter energy. It's kind of simultaneously, but then since this detracted, whatever it was you absorbed, detracted from your energy, whether it frazzled you, overwhelmed you, whatever, you disconnect, you put the wall, you have in your back pocket something else to do, because your mind and focus and feeling will immediately follow when you just jump into something else. I call it a feeding. Then get a feeding. Like if I'm feeling really down or depressed, actively now feed yourself something uplifting. Do the counteractive feeding. So if something was really sad, get something that would really perk you up. If you see what I'm saying? If something was very frazzling and frightening, get something to immediately calm you. It's actually that real divine self-care. So I'm listing all those spirit tips. I learned the hard way, but those are the things. So let's pull in real divine self-care. They wanted me, let me put it back in the deck. But make no mistake, this guardian angel, be that for yourself. So it's honoring, it's not shushing. It's saying, yeah, I am absorbing too much. What can I immediately do to protect myself? To be there for myself, and I understand people also, of course, they recommend crystals, which I do. I have a lot of selenite, and, you can do a lot of rituals and things like that, but I'm talking about very practical, grounded things that worked, that are survival, is that. And then in episodes where, say, something is about to happen, you're feeling energy, understand, okay, I used to put too much pressure on myself trying to figure out what it was. Where is it coming from? Don't do that to yourself. Sometimes we're feeling energy. We're not going to get the 100%. Just know it was enough. Like, say, the weekend before the Capitol thing happened, just knowing I was feeling the energy of something was enough for me to cut out agitating stimuli, relax, calm down. I just went to immediately divine self-care mode. And then that's it. Don't fill in the blanks of then adding more pressure of you trying to figure it out. Because that is so stressing and adds. You just got to leap up with real divine self-care, if that makes sense. So let's go into real divine self-care for protection when you feel energy. And I also did other videos that are in the tips playlist about feeling energy, if that's helpful. But let's pull some tips. Real divine self-care for when you're feeling energy and need to take a stand with your guardian angel to actively feel more protected spiritually, energetically. And what would help us for real divine self-care? Just really be in touch with your own energy and be there for yourself. Oh gosh, right away, right into the camera. Give yourself more attention and credit on your strengths and talents to have them flourish. In this video, I would say give yourself more attention right now on your sensitivity, that you feel energy. It's a blessing as well as a curse. A lot of the times we add more to it. Also, give yourself more attention and credit on your strength of doing this for yourself to have it flourish, because this has been like, I would say I had to learn this really the hard way, and you just get better and better each and every time that you handle these types of situations, I want to say. And when you need to just quiet down the world and tune into yourself for a while, especially when you've taken in too much. They want more. It's time to relax, tune back into yourself. You've gotten too much external stimuli from the outside world. You know when it's time to take a stand and turn that off, turn away, tune back into yourself. And we have, you can't make this up, maintain healthy boundaries with others so that you're protected and feel safe. Okay? You have it in you, the talent and the strength to do this, to take a stand with your guardian angel, literally, at the gates of your own life, to decide what to let in and out of your life. Speak up, stand strong and firm, and guard the gates of what comes and goes. They say you know what to do. Just quiet down the world and tune into yourself for a while. And here it literally is saying, maintain healthy boundaries with others so that you are protected and feel safe. It's taking a stand. This is you here. Here's your guardian angel saying, take a stand with me, maintain those healthy boundaries with others so that you're protected and feel safe. So give yourself more attention to your energy if you feel a fluctuation in it, and then give yourself more credit that you have the strength to do the right thing and maintain these healthy boundaries, because you know when you need to just quiet down the world and tune into yourself for a while and put in those healthy boundaries. So that's the message that's supporting what I gave you directly also, but I'll put down below the tips I rattled off. I had to learn the hard way. It's almost led to the necessary creation of these decks. It's kind of what I relied on so much to get me through, because I was struggling with boundaries. I was struggling with protection. I was struggling with I was feeling way too much energy, and you kind of feel in a sea of your own with that. And this was my anchor. These decks, so it's so interesting to me that these decks were created because I personally needed it, and then here they guided me to these decks to show this message. So this is the message for spiritual protection, feeling too much energy, and the importance of maintaining healthy boundaries and giving yourself the attention and also the credit that you have the strength to enforce that along with your guardian angels, and they'll guide you on how to effectively do it. It is trial and error. Definitely have those spiritual tools in your toolbox, and you know when you need to just really quiet down the world. And it really does go back to, especially now, I am not sitting for 5 hours at a clip with the whole world screaming and everything else. I'm just not. I'm very aware of everything that's going on, but I don't have to continuously digest it. That's a lot. You can get a taste, understand the meal, and step away. You don't have to keep digesting it. You know what I mean? So I wish all of us the best with feeling energy, protecting ourselves, feeling protected, that we have the means to protect ourselves and maintain healthy boundaries. And at the same time, we're trying to do things and we're trying to be there for others, but at the same time, you do have to feel protected and have boundaries and never compromise that. Like they always say, when you put a mask on yourself before you can save someone else, they always say, I put it in the deck, but you definitely have to take real divine self-care of yourself. You're no use to yourself or anyone else, So it's like you deserve this protection. You deserve these boundaries. A lot of the times I sacrificed or put them down because I felt like other people's needs or wants kind of overrode mine. And I learned such the hard way. So now take hyper vigilance of your energy, what you're feeling, and stand up and be there for yourself along with your angels for those healthy boundaries so you do feel protected and feel safe. And I wish us all that 24/7. And it's constant work. It's constant work. And so that's why, this is just another video to keep it hyper in our mind's eye and hearts, especially through this time. And may we all feel protected and feel safe. Take care. Bye-bye.